Okay, we had the bumper music faded down, so that break snuck up on me. I should be watching the clock better. Let's go back to Emily in Oregon. Emily, sorry, you got cut off by the break. Go ahead.
That's fine. I'm so glad to speak to you, Alex. I was a hopeless... I've just started listening to you, and I was a hopeless liberal, you know, and you've blown my mind wide open, and I'm just so grateful. And I'm surrounded by all these liberals, and they're a huge, you know, now I look at the TV and I just see the intent. I see how we were all so brainwashed. I see it all so clearly, you know, and I feel like you're not reaching a huge group of people that need to be woken up, i.e. us liberals. And because, you know, I mean, you can get through to the libertarians, you can get through to those Republicans, but they're just writing you off. And I listen, I pick apart everything you say, and I try and put it into a context that I can show these people. And, you know, these are people who listen to Keith, they listen to Jon Stewart, they listen to, you know, Democracy Now!, they mock Glenn Beck, they laugh at Fox.
Well, Emily, let me break this down for you. Glenn Beck and Hannity, they're all meant to be mocked. And you know the liberal mindset of the establishment liberal, not the well-meaning liberal, is that it's about, oh, we're elite, we're smart, everyone else is dumb. If you watch... Real Time with Bill Maher, it's how everyone's dumb but liberals. But they're not. Well, go ahead and fade her back up.
Voting for Republicans are just dumb. But these are a huge group of people that are so brainwashed. I believe now from me listening to you and looking at the television that they're getting the most scientific mind control.
Yes, they are brainwashed. But how does the establishment make Christians look stupid? They focus in on the corrupt glitterbug preachers that are, you know, engaged in all this corruption. It's the same thing. How do they make libertarian or true free market look bad? The same big banks that are robbing everyone label that as free market when it's not. It's inside corruption. It's piracy. And the key to the fake liberal mindset is we're the elite. We know best. Everybody else is dumb.
The thing is how are they making you? You're about the only one out there, I would say, besides David Icke, who's really telling it, drumming it in how it is. And it's how they're making you look stupid that's the point.
No, I agree with you. Ma'am, Wikipedia has my name spelled wrong. They say I'm a right-wing extremist. When I try to get people outside the left-right paradigm, my main mission is to break the left-right division. The establishment divides us along left and right so they can make the fight about left and right instead of about issues. And, Emily, I really appreciate your call. We could talk for hours. Call back during the weekday show. I'm going to try to go to Troy, Brian, Annette, and a few others, but I promise to get to this flu news, and then we'll do that. But the issue here is that a Rush Limbaugh, a Sean Hannity, a Glenn Beck cannot wake up a liberal. They're not meant to. They're meant to keep us in the left-right paradigm. When Bush was in office, the Democrats were right. Torture and war was wrong, and big government was wrong. But now that they're out of power, torture and war and secret arrest and big government's good. That's just because they're the party in power. When Republicans are back in power, in 3-4 years, 7 years, whatever the case may be, whenever they retake the Congress, the House and Senate and the presidency, suddenly the Democrats will be anti-establishment. They'll be against corruption. And this is the bait and switch game. But this is the radio show that has been able to deprogram people on the left and right. We do have people on the left. We do have people on the right. That's why they've had congressional reports, FBI reports, reports in Salon, reports in the New Republic, saying I am the really dangerous one to the establishment because I'm the person really telling the truth. So is Ron Paul. He transcends left and right to a true populist, grassroots, constitutionalist view. And that's why we're so dangerous to the New World Order, is because we see the program. We understand how they're controlling us. Okay. I should have gotten to this earlier, but I'll try to cover it in the time we have left. This is huge news. Everybody for 3 weeks has been asking me, what's happening in Ukraine? What's happening in Ukraine? What's happening in Ukraine? With massive deaths, with some strange virus people are getting. And reading in the British and Ukrainian English papers, we are now discovering what's happening. Top scientists, doctors are saying that this appears to be a mutation between the H1N1 and the regular flu vaccines, which they admit can mutate the virus and make it worse, just like antibiotics can mutate bacteria to be worse, to where you can't kill them. You know, flesh eating. Millions hit by plague worse than swine flu, a deadly plague swept across Europe, doctors fear, after a outbreak of a virus in Ukraine plunged the country and its neighbors into a state of panic. A cocktail of 3 flu viruses are reported to have mutated into a single pneumonia plague, which is believed may be far more dangerous than the swine flu. The death toll has reached 189, and more than 1 million people have been infected, most of them in 9 regions of western Ukraine. The president of Ukraine has called the World Health Organization and a team of 9 specialists, and it goes on. Now, here's another article. This is what the major papers in Ukraine and in Croatia and other Eastern European countries are saying. Scientists, Nobel Prize winners, one of the second biggest religious leaders in Croatia. This is what they're saying. Croatian priest says vaccine for destruction of humanity worldwide. Says it's a bioweapon. Now, I don't know if that's the case, but all these other scientists and doctors we had on in the last 10 months, 11 months, since January, I've been on air saying, and these are on YouTube and Google, and the audio files are all over the web. You know, just search the term Alex warned of flu before outbreak. Or, I mean, it's incredible. In fact, we ought to re-air some of those. We found them and reposted them on InfoWars and Prison Planet. And all we know is the feds in the U.S., but also worldwide, directed by the World Health Organization, the UN is running this worldwide, came into police departments and county sheriff's departments and said, flu's going to hit in the winter. It's going to kill millions. Get ready for martial law. Get ready for the citizens to attack you. This is in January. I had emergency managers on and investigative reporters, and I got secret documents out of upstate New York where they were saying, get ready for millions dead. This will happen. In April, I said it was all staged and that we were already at level 6. That came out 3 months later. I got secret documents in Texas. We posted them. I mean, we really know what we're talking about here, folks. We do the research. So long before any of this started, I saw them getting ready for it. And Horowitz and Dr. Sherry Tenpenny and all these other medical doctors we've had on have said they believe another super virus is coming that's going to be released, probably in Eastern Europe, that is really what is going to be deadly. Now it's beginning to happen. I pray that they've been wrong. I pray. But you know why they picked Eastern Europe? Major flu vaccine manufacturers that we wrote articles about and named last year and this year began doing secret trials with homeless people of bird and swine flu and other flu vaccines that were killing people, admittedly. And in Poland, out of 100 people that got tested on, 21 died. In fact, Google that for folks that don't believe it. Right here at the end, I have 1 minute left. We can find it. Headline, bird flu, homeless deaths. London Telegraph. It's also all over. Major doctors in the Czech Republic came out and said this is a attempt to release a bioweapon. Remember us in January and February? And I was all over national radio talking about it. But a prophet's not known in his own country, as they say. These companies were releasing flu trials that were actually spreading super flus and killing people. And it appears that's what that is. On a separate issue, there's the headline. Homeless people die after bird flu vaccine trial in Poland. They arrested the doctors that did it for a vaccine company, but not the vaccine company. On a separate issue, look at these headlines. This is MSNBC. Virginia teen suffers rare illness after swine flu shot. Boy diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome. 2 die after Chinese H1N1 vaccine. That's Time magazine. Here's another one. French woman gets crippling illness after H1N1 vaccine. Now, remember, what did they first give out 2 months ago? The live nasal flu virus, which the insert, not a conspiracy theory, what comes with the insert, said that it can mutate in the body and spread the flu. It's a live virus. It can spread. I don't know what's going on, folks, but it's rigged and it's staged and it's scary. This is medical tyranny, as Ron Paul has said on this show. Even Dick Armey told the Dallas Morning News he believes they may be hyping this to pass national health care. All I know is Northcom is in place. The Pentagon says they may declare martial law. That's mainstream news. The banks are taking over. The world government's being announced. Look out. Great job, crew, today. Retransmission comes up later. Jason Burmis is live on the other side. Have you heard that millionaire, entrepreneur, businessman, your congressional candidate, and author Robert Beadles wrote a new book?